Welcome back, Flare community. I hope you're all well and having an incredible day as always. And yes, it is time for the weekly news update where we cover everything that's significant happening on both the Songbird and the Flare network. Let's jump straight in here with this huge news from the Flare team. They say that FLR is going native on Hyperliquid, powered by Layer 0 OFT standard for a seamless, permissionless spot listing, bridge in, trade, and bridge out, tight spreads, and on-chain order book. So what is Hyperliquid? It's probably the most liquid decentralized exchange, on-chain exchange that there is in crypto, and this is absolutely huge. Those who have big bags and large amounts of US dollars or volume to trade will do very well if they want to accumulate large amounts without pushing the price up or increasing the volatility, right? These tight spreads and this liquidity allows whales to easily buy and sell FLR at ease. When you go to various other decentralized exchanges like we have here natively on the Flare network, the liquidity is still very good, but I don't think it's comparable to what will be available through Hyperliquid. This is a huge partnership and it went live just yesterday. Right, moving on here. We've got this news from the Flare team who are announcing their newest community growth grant recipients. These are the recipients of the grant, and I must say they are all absolute legends, and it was an absolute honor to join them on stage in addition to the previous grantees in this X space that we was talking about what we're going to do to help boost the community. Of course, I'm doing my bit here on YouTube and also expanding to TikTok and just really trying to help educate people. And I do know that there are a lot of people who are new here, so if you have not yet done so, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. I'm creating content on almost a daily basis and keeping everyone up to date with what's happening on the Flare network. Okay, moving on here. We've got this, which is a recent audit competition for FAssets, and this is a migration audit. I know what you're thinking. Oh my God, it's another audit. Does this mean a delay? No, it doesn't actually, because this prize pool, $25,000 worth, is actually ending on September the 25th. Now, is this the final push before we see FAssets go live on the mainnet? All roads are pointing to a September launch. This competition or this audit is a migration audit, so migrating from Songbird to the Flare network, and basically, you know, they've gone through already all of the smart contracts, but this is a little bit different and it does only last 1 week. Why does it last 1 week with such a high prize pool? Well, that's a good question. You know, with such a large prize pool of $25,000, you would think maybe they want to get eyes on this in a little bit more granular format, give people a little bit more time to look and inspect the code and get a thorough review. My hypothesis is that they want to just do it in a week. They've already had many audits and they've all come back positive. We're still waiting on the outcome for the Code for Renner competition, which I believe concludes next week on the 23rd, and this concludes on the 25th. So, as I said, I'm speculating that we will see FAssets actually launch in September, the last week. So, we're just going to have to wait and see for that. In fact, I am actually pretty confident about that, so much so that if we do not see an FAsset launch in the last week of September or before the September ends, let's say, you have a chance of winning a 5,000 FLR. And I'm going to provide a link in the description of this video where you can watch what I believe all of the evidence that points to a September launch. And this was just some of them here talking about this audit competition. Right, okay. Behind every great hackathon is a team of mentors ready to push ideas further. So if you didn't already know, there's a Harvard hackathon, some of the brightest people in the space, from the 20th to the 21st. So that's in just a couple of days' time. And they're going to be basically forming a partnership with XRP Commons and Easy A, and Fleur, they're joining forces together to provide and facilitate this hackathon to create some novel use cases for the Fleur network. This is going to be absolutely incredible, and I'm very excited to see what comes out of this. Time will tell. As I said, it does end on the 21st, which is just around the corner, so we're just going to have to wait and see. Okay, we got this from Cointelegraph. This was earlier today. XRP treasury company VivoPower, as I'm sure you know, heavily invested in providing utility to their XRP through the Fleur network to the tune of $100 million worth. They announced plans to acquire XRP at up to 65% discount by exchanging mined tokens from its expanded digital asset mining fleet through bulk purchasing deals. So VivoPower increasing their XRP allocation or their treasury, and we already know that they have a very keen interest in utilizing that XRP on the Fleur network. So I said, where do you think this XRP flows? Do you think VivoPower will just sit on it? Or maybe they want to start earning a yield on that XRP? I wouldn't be surprised. And yeah, I think we will see a total value locked metric on the Fleur network expand massively once we see FAssets launch, hopefully by the end of the month. Moving on here. For this reason, you know, you may want to brush up on your FAssets understanding, right? This video here, produced by the Fleur team, is absolutely incredible if you want a high-level overview of how it actually works. Of course, you have the Songbird network where you can actually participate and interact with the FAssets system in its current state, which I would highly recommend doing. And of course, you know, this preps you for the launch of the Fleur network or the launch of FAssets on the Fleur network. You don't want to be caught with your pants down, unknowing how to interact with it. There are plenty of tutorials and guides on how you can actually mint FXRP on the Songbird network. And if you just want to go through that process with a very negligible amount, then I would highly recommend doing so just for that experience and just to gain that familiarity with the actual interface, the website. Right, if you did not know, the Mastermind group for the Fleur community is going live, and I will be dropping the links in just a few hours after this video goes live. In the run-up to FAssets and the launch of XRPFi, there has never been a better time to join the Fleur community Patreon. So all of the Patreon members will get access to this Mastermind group, but there are two different tiers. Some people will just receive the strategical analysis and various guides and tutorials, but the upper tier, we will have regular Q&A videos and walkthroughs, in addition to fun giveaways such as quizzes and competitions, all of that good stuff. The invite links are going out in a couple of hours, so if you want to join, the link is in the description. We got this from Enosys here. It's been a long wait, but we hope you're ready to extend the utility of XRP on Fleur. Announcement, testing, launch, imminent. Everyone's favorite word, imminent or soon. Now, I am aware of this application and I'm actually very excited about it, but I am not at liberty to discuss it any further. You're just going to have to keep your eyes peeled on Enosys, and as you can read from here, which is obviously public information, it does involve XRP, and I can tell you that it is something that has never been done before with XRP. So keep your eyes peeled and follow Enosys_global for more details on that. Moving on to Kinetic here. Kinetic is evolving. Changes are coming to the Dual token and the Kinetic protocol. So if you have been interacting with Kinetics by supplying various assets and earning a yield, you will know that they have this dual token economics, the Dual token, and also the Key or the Kai token. I can't remember how it's pronounced, but it is what it is. What are the changes? Basically, I'm not going to read this verbatim, but they're going to be reducing the emission rate of these tokens, and by curbing reward emissions on the Dual token, they aim to transition from being an incentive token to a true protocol token. So reducing the amount of reducing the increase in circulating supply and transitioning to what they call a protocol token. creating a token model that is simpler, more sustainable long-term, or long-term, and better aligned with the upcoming growth of the protocol. So they haven't released very granular details on this yet, but they say stay tuned, the best is ahead. I'll keep you updated, of course. We've got Crypto Eddie here that is teasing us. A great deal is happening. Investment-grade assets such as FLR by Flare Networks are part of a high-quality financial products managed by some of the best in the space. Exclusive interview under edit. So this is pretty interesting. As you can see, on-chain wallets, Flare to the tune of 3.86 million. You know, this could be something to do with the XRP DAO. I'm not sure. We're just going to have to wait till Eddie comes out with her video. If you haven't subscribed to her, maybe worth doing so and seeing what she comes out with. Also, in terms of subscribing to people, our guy Quantic here, Victor, has just started his YouTube channel. I think he's going to be focusing on tutorials and how you can interact with the Flare network. So he is a great guy, and I think that the Flare community has found an absolute gem in him, because I think since he has joined, the space has got a lot better, and information is certainly flowing freely. So feel free to give him a subscribe if you have not already. Moving on here, we've got this upcoming space. Now, I will be actually streaming this live here on YouTube as we normally do. So if you are interested in listening along with this with me, and we can have a little chat in the YouTube chat as well as it goes on, then please feel free to check out this tomorrow. It is going live on the 19th of September, again tomorrow at 1 p.m. UTC. For me in the UK, that's 2 p.m. For you, it might be a little bit different time, but again, we will be live when this is going on, and you can always catch the repeat if you are not available to make it. Moving on to NFTs here, we've got xHaven going on to the 7 days chart. Just increase this a little bit. First place, we have the Loyalties collection from Enosys on Songbird. On the Flare side of things, we have in second place Block Bonez. Third place, we have Spider Mutants. In fourth place, the Block Bonez traits. And in fifth place, we have the Focus Pass. Right, dynamic NFTs on the Flare network, brought to you by Digital Dynamics. This is what I've been building out. This is what I've been focusing on for about the past year now. And it's basically the ability to fuse traits and create NFTs that you actually like, right? So the idea is that you get traits that you can combine with a base layer, and you're not just getting what you are given. And once you fully fuse your NFT, you actually get rewards too. So this has just gone live for the Spider Mutants collection. Again, as you can see on xHaven, doing very well in terms of volume. And yeah, you can check them out. The mint for the base layer has concluded, but there are still some traits left. And of course, you can get them on the secondary market too. So most blockchains out there are playing checkers, while the Flare network is out here playing chess. So I know that you guys are as excited as I am. I feel like we are just on the precipice of something absolutely incredible. Got this from here. Centaura put out, the Flare DeFi ecosystem has grown significantly this year. What do you think is next for Flare networks? And of course, they're teasing this because Flare and Centaura are combining forces and bringing us Firelight, the XRP staking platform that is so highly anticipated. We all know, or I think we all know what comes next. What do you think comes next? Well, I think it's XRPFi, I think it's Firelight, I think it's TVL Skyrocket, hashtag to the moon. No, not hashtag to the moon, scrap that, it's not financial advice. Right, moving on. Last but not least, you know, I do see it in the comments so often, and it's actually quite funny. A lot of people were on the final hurdle, and a lot of people are almost in disbelief that FAssets is coming very soon. And I know a lot of people find that word triggering, but I don't care, I'm just gonna say it soon. Haters are gonna hate, and we are just around the corner. We've built up all of this infrastructure to make FAssets possible. I mean, the Flare team even launched a completely separate Canary network, Songbird, just to prove out its use case. We've seen it there, it's got a lot of traction, but now we are at the final hurdle, and we're on the home run. This is coming very soon. I believe it's coming before the end of the month, and this is going to be a huge event for the Flare community. Lots of opportunities that are coming in terms of earning yield and putting that dormant XRP to use. No longer will it be a non-yield bearing asset. So that is pretty much the end of the video. I would like to thank you all so much for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Check the links in the description. Have yourself an incredible day, and until next time, I'm out.
Mission Control, we have liftoff.